What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Pokemon Dungeons and Dragonites, episode 31. Back here with the full lot, all of the trainers.
Full lot.
The full lot.
That's our new name. Hey, I'm Eric, and I play Silver Rowan, the owner of the Viridian City Pokemon. Opens up at 6 a.m. for your convenience.
And that makes me Marina. No, not sure how that makes me Marina. Anyway, I'm Ariana, and I play Marina. I'm the operator of the Viridian City Training School.
And I'm Leaf Nadim, head gym leader of the Viridian City Gym, mentor to gym challengers, Kanto Baking Show superstar, friend of Silver the Merchant, keeper of the fire Pokemon Charmeleon, visitor of the Pokemon Tower, inventor of somewhat agreeable Pokemon trainer paths, cooker of fine potatoes, proud dad of Autumn Nadim, future champion of the Kanto region, and wearer of prescription glasses.
Ooh.
So you're not my friend?
What?
You're not my friend? You're just Silver's friend?
Well, I converted, all of my things were converted. And I'm not friends with Ditto. You weren't surprised that I'm married with a child?
What about, nothing about that implies you're married.
Yeah,
Just
Not
that
as
you have
surprised
child.
I was to learn you're not my friend.
yeah, well, as you all know,
Yeah.
once I became gym leader of the Viridian City Pokemon thing, me and Green settled down, and
Green?
me and Yellow settled down, and we had a lovely child. And I know that one day she'll be the future champion.
That was my confusion as well. I was like, green?
I meant Yellow. Yeah.
Was that a Freudian slip? Did you just say green?
I think it was.
So me and Yellow,
Wow.
we've been married for a couple years now. It's been nice.
Nadim has mixed feelings about yellow and green.
Yellow
Doesn't know
Nadim.
which one to choose and go after.
Wait till you
Yellow
learn
Nadim.
about blue.
Oh my gosh.
Yellow Nadim is.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, hi, I'm Mitchell, and I'm Gray, and you can come on down to the lab where I will start you out on your journey. If you pick one of these here 3 balls, you'll find out what's inside.
Do you even know what's inside?
Nope.
Mystical.
That's the fun part. It's like a gotcha? No.
Gotcha.
Gotcha machine. You put in a quarter and you twist it, and just a random Pokeball fly. Well, there's your starter. Mewtwo. Aww. And I'm Chandler. I'm your professor and dungeon master. Here to help you through your life. And if you all missed it in our last episode, our 4 trainers had been enjoying their day. As Leaf, you were working at the Pokemon gym. You had a couple matches throughout the day. A pretty normal day for you as things go. Marina, you were just finishing up some classes. Silver, you had stopped by for your daily check-in at the Pokemart, making sure everything was good. And Gray, you had just sent out a new trainer. They got in a Jigglypuff. That was their training Pokemon. And the 4 of you have just stepped outside of your respective businesses. A Leaf, as you step out following the trainer, he just finished up the battle. He looks up at you and goes, "Man, thanks for the battle again, Leaf. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally get that badge."
Maybe you will, Josh. Maybe you will.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go get some training. I'll see you later. And he puts his hand
See you
up.
later, bud.
And he kind of walks off, kind of jauntily, heading towards to the west to Routes 23, kind of in the shadows of Mount Silver to go get some training done. Silver, as you step out the door, you hear your employee call out, "Hey, boss! Would you mind if I take tomorrow off?"
Well, what's going on tomorrow?
Well, Yellow kind of had some plans. We're gonna go hang out, just have a girls' day.
We had a lot of inventory, but what's tomorrow?
Eric's not gonna let his imaginary people have a day off.
What's tomorrow? I'm thinking it through. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Saturday. Green typically works pretty well for you. She's your most trusted employee here at the Pokemart.
Okay.
Give her the day.
You know what? Yeah, you put in a lot of good hours. I can handle the inventory tomorrow.
Thanks, boss. She kind of gives a hand. Marina, you step outside as a rush of trainers come running by you. Younger, around like 10 to 12. They classify themselves as trainers, and you kind of keep it up with them. None of them have Pokemon yet, but they're all really excited to hopefully get one from the Pokemon lab. And a couple kids run by. See you later, Miss Marina. Thanks. And they kind of.
Bye, Jill. Bye, Sue. Bye, Randy. Bye.
They take off running. And Gray, as you step outside of your Pokélab, a young trainer, she looks up at you and she goes, "Thanks again for my Jigglypuff. I'm gonna be the champion soon."
I believe in you.
Thanks. And she kind of turns. She kind of stumbles a little bit as she goes, kind of like just too all intense at this Jigglypuff. She kind of stops herself. She turns around and she walks off. The four of you are outside, and you see your respective friends. You all also know today's Friday. Today is your weekly hangout. 7 p.m. You guys get together every Friday. You like to jokingly refer to yourself as wait, I missed it. I gotta scroll up. There it is right there. You jokingly refer to yourself as Team Shadow due to your shared love of the popular band The Shadows. So you guys are really excited to get together tonight at 7. As you guys kind of glance down at your respective devices, you see that it's currently 2 p.m. and you all give each other a little wave. What you want to do?
I walk over, just averagely over to Marina, and lean in and give her a quick kiss and say, "Hey, babe, how was your day?"
She just laughs at you. How does that make you?
I'm suddenly weirded out, and I look down at my finger, and there's a ring on it still.
And it takes you a second, and then that weirdness disappears. This is normal. That's normal.
Well, hello. It was good. How was your day?
That's pretty good. Normal. I gave Green the day off tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
She deserves it. She's your hardest worker.
Right, that's what I told her.
Mm-hmm. Well, tomorrow's Saturday, so I can help you. We can help anything.
Sure, okay. Don't we have to tonight? We got at 7, right?
Yeah, I'm so good.
Is Gray and Leaf? I mean, they gave the wave, so I figured we're fine, right?
I mean, last I heard, unless you did something to make them angry.
No, did I make him angry?
I don't know. Did you?
The laugh track sitcom goes off. Like,
well, let's go see. I hope I didn't make him angry. Walk over to him. We'll meet up, I guess.
So then I said, "Have you even listened to Dear Clefairy Count Me In by The Shadows?" Like, come on.
Man,
That's a good one.
it goes too hard.
Hello, guys.
Not fair.
As I adjust my prescription glasses. How are
Just
you?
Glasses. Specifying the prescription.
I got your Pokeball. I'm going with you.
Dear Clefairy, count me in.
well, there they are. There's the glasses.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh.
So the joke was that my newest thing was going to be wear of sunglasses at night, but then this whole thing happened, so I had to change it to prescription glasses. There we go.
I don't know what you're talking. What are you talking about?
I had a dream last night where I was not the great baker.
You did not have that dream.
Panto's got...
That dream didn't happen. But as the four of you kind of stand there and chat amongst yourself, do you guys have any big plans for tonight's event?
Wait, it's an event?
Well, yeah, it's like your weekly event. You get together and you hang out.
I thought I missed something really big.
Oh,
what the heck? I thought we were just chilling.
Well, fam, I'm drinking tonight.
You You are the known drinker of the group.
Oh,
The only drinker.
You get schwashed. Yes, we only drink the finest H2O.
what can I say?
It's just, your typical Viridian City wino.
I gotta deal with kids.
Okay.
I mean, so do I.
That's true. He's got a point, Marina.
This town
I
is
didn't venture
80%
to say-
kids.
What was that?
This town is 80% comprised of children.
That's true. We really all have to deal with kids.
I feel like that'd be a weird numbering if 80% of the population were children.
Wait, how many children did you say you had, Leaf?
I just have one. Little Autumn Nadine, future
Well, we
champion of
don't
the
have
Kanto
any.
region. I'm sorry that you and your whatever she is hasn't gotten together to copulate a child like me and my loving wife Yellow has.
Well, I mean,
That's
it's a personal matter, Leaf.
I
it's
mean-
rude of you to assume.
What do you? Anyways, I made my finest potatoes for tonight's events. I made them mashed. I made them fried. I made them French. If you're feeling saucy,
I love Lee's potatoes.
they are
I'm
the
so
finest
excited.
potatoes. They
Hey,
did
where
win
we
me
meeting
number
tonight?
one.
Decide?
Sorry.
Do we decide where we're meeting tonight? Was it your house again?
Hey, this is when
Yes.
it's when you can.
We are
role
meeting at
play,
my house.
Can do some.
Oh, okay, cool.
You
Yeah,
can see-
potatoes
improv
ferment really well.
If you want, you can do a little improv.
You know me. I don't like to talk about myself that much, but we can have it at our at the Nadim residence tonight.
Sure. I mean, only if you guys wanted to. I wasn't sure where we were meeting.
I mean, have you tried fermenting those potatoes? They make a pretty good.
From our last little conversation, I did ferment them for you, because I know you're so into wine and whatever.
I feel like Leaf can't figure out what his accent is.
Who have you become?
What do you mean? I'm
Who
Leaf
are
Nadim.
you?
I think those glasses are on a little bit too tight.
My prescription glasses.
He already fermented the potatoes.
And Silver, as you kind of look over at Leaf as he adjusts his glasses, it takes you a second to realize what you're seeing, and then as you see it, you both feel it, and all of you feel it. There's an earthquake, and it's not like too wild and crazy, but you guys are shaken a little bit, kind of stumble around. You see a couple other people kind of looking around. Can you guys make a perception check for me?
Just
I didn't pull up my other sheet. What the heck is wrong?
Perception and outrage.
20, not natural.
Dirty.
20, 30.
22.
21.
Oh yeah, you guys go ahead and get all these good rolls out of the way.
Right.
So as the four of you are standing there and kind of the rumbling kind of slowly comes to halt, you guys kind of look around and you see like a majority of the people in Viridian City like also like kind of take them back. As far as you can remember, you're not very familiar with a lot of earthquakes happening here. And as you kind of glance over, you see a lot of Pidgey and Pidgey other flying Pokemon like taking off from Mount Silver as you guys kind of like look around.
Oh, it looks like those Pidgeys are coming from your famous mountain that you explored.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder. You think? I don't know. Where did I go into?
You explored that
They
famous
named it after
mountain?
me.
Yeah,
Right.
well, the town named it after you for exploring the Deep Dark's treasure. That you
Everyone's
found
so
all that
great.
gold, and then you were able to open your store.
Right. That's how it happened.
That's
So
how
what do you know about earthquakes? Here.
All I know is the move earthquake, and it's
Something
not very
general.
effective against flying types.
Yeah.
That's true.
Pretty accurate. You would know.
I would know. I have this one kid named Joey. He likes to bring his Rattata in all the time, and he just can't get past my Tangela.
Hey, Gray. What do you know about earthquakes in this area? I don't recall ever having one.
Well, I mean, depending on the tectonic plates, it could be something going on with the mountain. I mean, for all we know, there could have been a giant cave-in, or an onyx could have just been doing onyx things. It could be onyx mating season. You don't know.
Gosh.
So here's an honest question. When the tectonic plates shift on top of each other, does that make the planet shorter? You know, because it's flat and all.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what we'd do without you, Gray. We wouldn't know anything.
Are the smartest person in the region, after all. They made that university for you at all over in Line.
I don't know.
This city right here,
Celadon.
over in Celadon City University.
You're right.
So
I'm pretty smart.
It's Celadon City University, but it's also named after Gray.
Yeah, it's Professor Gray's Celadon City University
Love that.
for the gifted.
So I'm kind of concerned about those birds over there. I feel like that's a lot of movement. You wanna go
Seems
check
like
it out? I
there's
kind of want to go check out my mountain.
Oh,
Seems
I'm
like
down
there's
for
a spot over
some
there.
adventure.
What? Oh,
Quaint. Let us adjourn.
Here's a question for you, as our professor, and not great.
Of me.
Do we have any? It's not quite. The professor's professor. Do we have Pokemon on it?
Fun and good question. Leaf, you have what Leaf's perfect team would be as a gym leader. Gray, you have access to your same few Pokemon as you would as a Pokemon professor. Marina, as a trainer. As a teacher there at the trainer school, you have, of course, your Eevee Luminos you've had forever. You still haven't decided if she's gonna evolve yet, but she's been a great little Eevee and a great partner to you. You also have access to your other Pokemon, your Pikachu, Pika, and your Squirtle. Silver, you have your trusty friend, Ivy Boy. You've had him for years, as well as your second partner Pokemon, Merida, the Mankey.
It's been a minute since we've seen Merida.
And
A Pikachu, not a Raichu, correct?
Pikachu, not a Raichu.
is
You just
Merida
couldn't evolve it.
that she was and all that?
Well, Marina, I think her thought process behind it was she never evolved any of her Pokemon since she mostly works with young trainers, helping them as they would with their partner Pokemon. As they do what?
Sorry, I said Merida.
Merida,
You
yes.
said Merida.
What did I say?
You said Marina.
Oh, yes. Then I said Marina didn't have any of her Pokemon evolved.
Okay.
Yeah, because she works as a trainer. So as you guys start to step away, Leaf, you get a text message. You look down. Came in from Yallow at 2:30, and she's just saying, "Hey, hope everything went well today with your gym battles. Autumn's doing great. See you tonight at 7 for the hangout. Got the potatoes on high."
What a woman.
Sweet angel goddess from above, Arceus's boon itself. I don't know who Arceus is yet. Please, you are doing everything excellent. Please do not have the potatoes on high. You must put them at a medium heat, approximately 350 in the oven. That brings out the moisture. You covered it in moisture, correct? I know you did, because I know you would have remembered that. Doing great, sweetheart. Hope to see you soon. And I add a heart.
Can't decide if this is a toxic relationship or not.
I am the world famous potato cook.
No,
And
you
yellow
agree,
text-
don't put the potatoes on high. You don't want to dry them out.
She responds back and she goes, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry. And a thumbs up emoji.
XXOX.
I mean, I'm surprised that you don't use your Pokemon for cooking potatoes.
Oh, were you reading my text message?
Grace
No.
just over your shot as he like slowly like slides over.
Oh yeah, you're right. I really could have used I really could have used Charmeleon's heat to bring out the finest charcoal to heat my stove.
So, are you guys ready to check all that out? Or, I mean, like, if you got stuff to do, we don't have to go. I was just interested. I was a little bit worried, but.
Oh, I mean, we got a couple hours.
Yeah, we could kill some time.
I'm glad you added some time. So what are you guys doing? Heading westward towards Mount Silver.
Yeah.
So as you guys start to make your way through Viridian City, earthquake has kind of subsided, went away. Everyone in town seems to just return back to business. Everyone's just going on about their days. And as you start to exit Viridian City, you hear a yell, and rushing towards you all, coming from Route 22 there, you see Josh just sprinting on his way. He's like, Leaf! And he gets
Hello,
to you, and he like kind of like doubles over, just like breathing. There's this explosion. King is coming.
Just breathe. In through your nose, like we practice. And then out through your mouth.
There was an explosion of some kind at Mount Silver. There's Pokemon are going crazy. I don't know what happened. It just kind of hurt. I was out training, and I don't know what happened.
Yes.
Oh, do you have any water?
I'm actually all out.
Oh my god, you're such a douchebag.
It is a toxic relationship.
But I know that over at Viridian City Marketplace, they sell the finest of waters if you use discount code FireType1
Is
at checkout.
Silver is that discount code like actually viable?
It is this time. Don't listen to him again.
Thank you so much. Yeah, there were also there were some Pokemon going crazy. If you guys are going out there, you gotta be careful, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for letting us.
I will be okay. We will look out for that.
Listen, and he kind of like steps over towards Silver and Marina, and he's like, hey, just and Gray kind of like pulls you all guys away from Leaf, and he's like, hey, like keep an eye on him. Like he's really done a lot for me. Make sure he's safe. I don't know what's going on out there.
Right.
Leaf has really done a lot for me.
Josh,
Yeah.
at some point, remind me to give you a book. It talks about codependency. But don't worry about that now. You go get some more.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye.
Oh, awesome. They were coming. They were coming this way. That's what I. All right. I'll see you guys. Thanks again. And he kind of like takes off at kind of like a half jog towards the city.
They're coming this way. That's fantastic. Okay, so is our city going to be trampled?
He's gone. Okay. Well,
I was talking to you.
guys. Okay. Well, I got Ivy Boy and I got Merida. I mean, do we want to set up some kind of barricade to keep them from? I don't know.
Or do we want to push further in? I don't know. Tricky one. What do you think, Leaf?
As the leaders of this town and the heads, I concur that this is our civil duty to have checkpoints.
I will state, just so, because you do know it, Leaf, you are not the mayor of this city.
No, but the gym leader and
yeah, I
the
guess.
merchant people.
But you are
Lab.
you're familiar with the mayor. You know him well. You guys have been friends off and on for years. He and his wife are like, well, like, you know, like they met and they kind of like, but you guys have been great friends for years.
But this is my perfect world.
Yeah, but like you typically do.
Also, everybody's perfect world.
Yeah, it's my perfect world too.
You do typically work and help out anytime like James needs anything from you. You're always there to help him out.
Yes, Mayor James has done a lot for this community ever since we elected him back in.
His assistant, I think her name is Jessie. I mean,
It's his wife, actually.
Oh, gotcha.
Wow.
They have a lovely Meowth that they keep.
Oh,
They do a lot of publicity.
I love Meowth.
Hey,
So
can all you make a
docile.
perception check for me?
Son of a gun. I wanted to get a barrier up.
Did you say me?
All of you.
23.
16.
17.
5.
You all except for Gray hear a incredibly loud stomping, and you all kind of look out towards the tree line. The trees are shaking.
Oh gosh.
I immediately throw out Ivy Boy and
Let's
say, start vine whipping those trees down, rip them down, and throw them on the road. We gotta block this path.
I'll pull out Luminosa and have her help. She's my bud.
How is she helping? Looks up at you.
How could a little pup help?
How could a little pup help us?
Can you scout and tell us
How close?
how close they are?
She immediately takes off.
Great.
I'm gonna send out Charmeleon and Vulpix and have them assist Ivy. I actually do have a Vulpix, by the way. I have never used it, but I did catch a Vulpix.
I remember when you caught him.
They're gonna go help Ivy Boy create barriers.
Why does everyone have their Pokemon out? What's going on?
Oh, look that way. I turn his head.
And you kind of you kind of look away from Viridian City now, and you see what's coming, and you're kind of clued in. And as they point, you start to hear these loud stamps. Make a animal handling check for me, Gray. Just as a professor.
Mr. Dr. Professor.
21.
It's 21. As you kind of, they clue you in, and like you're kind of I would equate it to maybe like not super hearing, but like to the degree of like Superman. He kind of like turns his ear, and like all the other sounds start to fade away as you use your like professor powers to like focus in on what it is. You hear a stampede.
Uh-oh.
And you aren't able to pick out what type of Pokemon it is, but you've been around Pokemon your whole life. This is what you've grown up to learn to do. This sounds like heavy, large Pokemon, and it sounds like there is a lot of them.
We might want to find a different place to hide.
Are we hiding?
Oh, are we hiding?
I mean,
We need to hide.
either we run away or get crushed to death by a huge stampede.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to die today.
Okay. I'll stay here. I'm gonna keep. Me and Ivy Boy will keep piling on the trees, and then we'll last second. We'll get out of the way, and hopefully this will divert them. But if not, well, we'll just jump out of the way. You guys go.
Where are the rest of you heading?
How are you gonna jump out of the way?
With my feet.
Okay.
Here, why don't you ride on my Ponyta just to be sure?
Ponyta.
Are you sure? I don't want your pony to get in harm's way just because of me.
Nah,
But
that'll be fine.
All right, okay. I'll hop on. Ah! Oh, geez, holy cow!
You gotta scoot
Yeah,
back a little bit.
The burning, you'll get used to the burning.
Maybe you would enjoy it. I don't know.
Oh wow!
Huh.
Do I roll for enjoyment?
No. That's a different episode.
Right.
Once we get to episode 69, you can roll for that. Although I would like you go ahead and just roll a d20, just a straight d20. Actually, you know what? We'll make that an animal handling check. See how well you are in conveying.
Oh, you picked the right one.
Did I?
Yeah, +7.
Never mind. Oh, we don't want that.
Oh my!
Hey, what'd you roll, Eric? What'd you roll, Eric?
Natural 1.
So as you get Ivy Boy starts chopping down some trees. He takes the command. He does. I think you're a little distracted sitting on Ponyta, kind of like scooching your way around. But Ivy Boy like is knocking down trees and like pulling some stuff down. Where are the rest of you going?
I'm gonna go to the gates of the city and start up a secondary checkpoint there with Charmeleon and Vulpix.
Marino, what are you doing?
I am picking up Eevee and running to the place that looks the safest.
You sent Eevee out to scout.
Oh, that's right.
Eevee's
No,
dead.
my Eevee. I'm looking for her.
Make a perception check.
Oh no.
Gray, where are you going?
That way.
That way, are you going? You going with Silver or
Yep.
Leaf? Leaf is heading back towards the city.
Yes.
Okay.
Got an 11.
11. As you start to search around, and you don't see Luminosa. You're like searching, and you hear this sound getting louder and louder, and then like your eyes dart, and you see Luminosa, and you run and you scoop her, and as you do, through the trees, you see a dust cloud, and you see shapes starting to make their way. They're still about maybe 50 yards away through the trees, but they're getting close, and you turn around and dash. Where are you headed?
How wide is this stampede?
It looks wide. You're currently standing on the path where you're coming out of the city. Is about it kind of starts as like a stone pathway that kind of gives to the grass and area as trees are around you. To your right, to the north, is the beginnings of Mount Silver that kind of loads up and makes its way towards the Pokemon League that's on the other side of Mount Silver. And as this kind of like stacks up to your to the south of you, to your left, is a little bit of greenery that goes off and tapers off into the ocean. And then it's about probably 60 or 70 yards from mountain to that, and then you have just the trees in front of you as they go out as Mount Silver rises beyond it.
Can I see anybody else?
You don't see any people. All you see are the Pokemon. Behind you, about 30 feet back, is where Ivy Boy is currently dropping trees, and Silver sits atop the Ponyta. You see a little bit further away, getting about 250 feet away, is Leaf and Gray running their way back to the city, which they are still about 100 or so feet away from.
I'll follow them since I expect some people I recognize.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Silver, you're sitting there on Ponyta. Marina goes taking off past you. Ivy Boy has dropped like 3, 4, 5 trees, and this crowd stampede is getting closer and louder. Pony's toss starts to like.
How far are they from me? Like when I briefly look up to see, like I mean,
they're getting close. 50 yards.
Okay.
They're getting close.
So I'm gonna say, do I see a big boulder or anything around me?
Yeah, they're off to your right, to the north. There's the beginnings of Mount Silver starting to come down. There's a few like boulders stepped off.
Okay, I'm going to call Ivy Boy back. I'm hopping off of Ponyta, saying, "Go pick up Marina and get her out of the way," and I'm gonna go run and dive behind the boulder.
So you run and dive and land behind it. Ponyta takes off, heading back towards all of you, towards the city. As you fall and hit hard and kind of like roll over, you look up as about 15 to 20 Kangaskhan's come just charging past you, and one of them just slings out an arm. Make a dexterity saving throw for me as it connects with the boulder.
Eight.
You take 6 points of damage as it slams into the boulder as they go running past you. You're not trampled, but they kind of like are just pushing everything out of their path. Whatever it is, and that second as you land and like look up at them, spooked them as they charge past you. The three of you have made it, or Leaf and Gray, you two have made it to the city. As you kind of turn around, you can see now that they are Kangaskhan's coming, and you see Ponyta come running up and is like getting right next to Marina. What are you doing?
Is there any townspeople at the gate?
You see a few people kind of in the distance, like in the common area, that haven't seemed to notice the threat.
As I run up, I yell, "Everyone, get everyone to safety. There's a stampede coming."
I feel like that's enough for them to. They all recognize who you are, and they kind of like look at you, hear what you're saying, and in a panic, they all start to run wildly.
Good.
Scooping and passing over people, trying to get to some form of safety.
I'm then going to turn to Charmeleon and say, "Take him down."
Charmeleon.
And he's gonna use Dragon Rage.
Which is
On the
dexterity save on the people.
Take him out.
Now, take them out.
And that's a dexterity saving throw, correct?
Yeah, it's in a straight line.
It's a straight line, 30 feet? Or is it 5 feet?
It's not 5 feet.
I feel like it's 30.
It's 100 feet.
Oh, it's 100 feet straight, but how wide is the line? It can go 100 feet away from Charmeleon, but is it a 5 foot?
It's
5 feet.
5 feet. So you're gonna catch like 3 or 4 of them. As
So
front runners.
he's gonna do that 3 times. However
Okay.
many times he can do it is.
Only he was beside this.
One of them got a nat 20. Yeah, okay, and you, as that goes through, Silver, where you're laying on the ground, you see like the dust is rising, and as this dust kind of covers you, you see a line come flying through it of like this blue heat fire that comes just straight through the middle of them, and you hear roars of anger and irritation and just some pissed off Kangaskhan as they all continue to dart forward for a total of 83 points of damage for those who failed their save.
No,
84 points of damage for those who failed, 42 for those who saved. Cool. There's the paper. And as they all continue to rush in, Marina, at this point, Ponyta has gotten up next to you, and you've been able to clamber onto it. This streak of fire has just come past you. The Kangaskhan's are about 50 feet back at this point and gaining, and you're about 20 or so feet away from the city. Gray, what are you doing?
I'm still running.
Just running. Where are you directing yourself to? You're like to the city gates.
How far away is the lab?
Lab is like to the south entrance of Viridian, probably about 100 feet away from you.
Should probably run there because I might have some things in there that would help.
Okay, so you kind of like take off. As you do, you see Josh kind of come out of the Pokemart. And he's got a water in his hand and he's drinking it. And like the crowd around you, like after Leaf has yelled, is going bananas as they're like running around, sprinting, screaming. And you catch Josh's eyes for a minute and then lose them in the crowd as you kind of like just start running your way through, making your way towards the lab. Marina, what are you doing?
So obviously I look not obviously, but I look back and I'm like, oh god. So I'm gonna try to. I'm like near the city gates.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to veer around. Try to get out of the way.
Okay. Easy enough. You're able to kind of turn into the city and kind of get out of the main entrance there. You kind of pass Leaf, who's like stood there like staring down all these Kangaskhan's with his Charmeleon in front of him. You also see the same crowd just like going crazy. Some people running to the Pokemart. You see some people like running towards the gym for some sort of safety. As this just crowd, as they've kind of like more time has passed and they see what is coming and hear what is coming. Silver, as you're laying on the ground and you kind of like arm is kind of, you're not sure if it's broken or if it's just hurt, but it just a searing pain. You kind of pull that back, and you are now behind all these Kangaskhan's as they are charging into town. The dust around you starts to settle, but all you see are the backs of these Kangaskhan's. And as you kind of turn your head back to where they came from, you see the wake of destruction. Trees fallen, boulders crushed, grass everywhere has been flattened. You see a few Pokemon limping out of that path of destruction that they just caused. What are you doing?
I immediately stand up, look at that, and then I start running with all the ability that I have towards the town to try and help, in any way that I can.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You're able to. Your legs are feeling okay. It takes you a second to get under them, and as you start to run, Leaf, you see these Kangaskhan getting closer. 50 feet, 40 feet, 30 feet.
Has the Dragon Rages done anything?
Oh, they've each. It, for the most part, you've seen a few Kangaskhan's like kind of like drop and kind of like back away from the front line a little bit, but they're all still coming towards you. And those that have been hit that mostly were able to dodge out of the way of it and only get nicked by it a little bit seem even angrier.
Do we have gates here?
No.
Is it like an archway?
It's just like an archway that has like Viridian City on it. Whatever the motto is for the city.
I'm going to have Charmeleon and Vulpix work together. Charmeleon's gonna rock smash the archway to create a bunch of rubble to try to prevent them from getting in. Vulpix is also going to...
The eternally green paradise is what it says.
She's gonna quick attack to help create the rubble.
Okay, so they're just kind of like breaking down the giant archway, the pillars, and kind of like causing them to crash down.
And once it all falls, if it falls, Charmeleon's gonna send a smoke screen out in front of the city.
Okay. Just make an animal handling check.
It's a 30-foot line.
And at this point, Marina, you've kind of like passed by Leaf, and you're kind of like looking over, and you're seeing all these crowds run. Gray, you're making your way to the front of the door, and you grab on the front door of the lab, and as you look back, you see from that roll of the 15 or the dirty 20, for both of them together, you see the archway over Viridian City crash down as you see the Kangaskhan's coming, and you hear them, and you see the smoke screen go up in front of the city, and you pull open the door into the Pokemon lab. Where are you going?
I'm looking for anything that would like deter them. Like,
You tell me.
is there a
It's a Pokemon lab.
loud
What you got in there?
sound? I would assume there's like some sort of device that would like scatter.
You got a wall of repels, and whatever
Yeah.
those you would imagine those might be for different Pokemon. Whatever you envision repels would be in this world that you would use them for in a scenario against these types of Pokemon.
I mean, I guess I would just like gather up a bunch of repels and just start yeeting them like Molotov cocktails.
You just start like throwing out like these things that kind of hit the ground and kind of like put off this odor, and you grab a few like blaster horns and stuff, thinking like maybe some loud sounds. They ran from a sound, maybe they'll run again from another sound. As they come towards the city. Leaf, what did you do after you set the smoke screen? After you set the smoke screen, what did you, Charmeleon, and Vulpix do?
I returned Vulpix,
Okay.
and me and Charmeleon are going to try to. I assume I'm on the outside.
You're inside the city.
I'm inside the city.
If that's what you wanted to do,
I mean,
that was up to you.
Yeah, we can be on the inside then.
Yeah.
Ex-
That's what I assumed.
We're gonna get up on top of the rubble and kind of get up on the wall.
Okay, as you attempt to climb up there, you can barely see what you're doing. Because you just...
Oh no, the smoke's. Sorry, I didn't elaborate how I wanted it laid out.
Okay, the smoke screen is on the other side of the rubble.
Yes.
Okay, so you start to climb up this rubble, which isn't incredibly high, but you get about 5 or so feet off the ground, and you kind of can start to see over this rubble. And just as you get up there, you see these Kangaskhan kind of barrel into this fog. And from where you are, you see as they hit the smoke screen, some of it starts to like dissipate and swirl a little bit just because of how many people are moving in it. But you can still see the effect on it. Some of them crash into one another and get into like grabbing onto shoulders, like fighting one another. Some of them just kind of stop in their tracks, some of the one further back. But there are still about 7 or 8 of them that are just barreling towards you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. As they crash into the rubble.
10.
You go flying from the top of this rubble as they crash into it, throwing it out of their way, and you go craning to the ground where you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you land hard on your back off to the side, luckily out of their direct path as they come just straight into the city. And as they're in there, as all the people look up, they just, the Kangaskhan just start running into things, crashing into a fountain that's set up, crashing through flower gardens. People are running from it. You see a couple people get like hit by the Kangaskhan's. You see people running, like holding their arms, running away from it. And Leaf, as you kind of like are laying there on the ground and you start to like get the breath back and start to pull yourself up, the dust kind of parts in front of you. You see people move, and you see someone standing. A bottle falls from their hands and hits the ground as a Kangaskhan comes through with an arm slap. And you see the body of Josh go flying ragdoll through the air and hit the ground. As you pull yourself to your feet. Great. Silver, what are you doing?
How far have I made it? I was running back to the city.
You're getting close. You see this smoke cloud that's up, and you see a few Kangaskhan that have kind of like stopped, and some that are fighting amongst themselves, but you cannot see the city because of this giant smoke cloud that's in front of it.
Okay. I'm gonna throw out Ivy Boy again.
Ivy Boy.
And I'm trying to. So I want to throw. I'm gonna tell him to throw poison powder, basically, on around the ones that are fighting themselves.
Okay.
Try and get them. So I guess however many he has to throw.
Yeah.
You know.
Starts to throw them out. It's definitely taking an effect. Some of them are, some of them that already don't have a bit of a fight in them start to lose even more of their fight as they kind of like drop to the ground. You seem to have, in this way, kind of taken over their minds about what was there, and they kind of like crash to the ground and kind of like look around. You see confusion. Marina, as you are kind of like charged into the city now, you see these Kangaskhan start to crash through, and at the same time, you kind of like skid a little bit to a stop as you have now arrived in front of another force of people. There are 5 Officer Jennies that have just run up. One is on the back of an Arcanine and kind of jumps off, and she kind of looks at you, and kind of like nods her head, and they start rushing in with their Pokemon towards the fray. Gray, you have now thrown out all of these items. As you're kind of like looking out and you're doing these sounds, you've kind of started to clear out this area in front of your lab. No Kangaskhan's have like kind of rampaged this way. You've been able to like pull some people, some random citizens into your place for safety. What are you doing now as you kind of look out at this scene in front of you? There's like 7 Kangaskhan's that are just going crazy in the city. There are buildings that are being hit into. The Pokemart has taken some significant damage on the front. You see some people who are lying on the ground unmoving. You see some people who are running away holding their arms. You see some people that are throwing out Pokemon attempting to engage in battle. What are you doing?
Is there a not a Pokemart? What's like a medical
Pokemon
place?
Center?
Yeah, Pokemon Center. Is there any nearby?
Yeah, there's one. It's a few doors down from the Pokemart.
Would I be able to get there without getting murdered?
You can see a path. You'll have to roll for it, but you can attempt it.
I'm gonna try it.
All right, make a dexterity check for me.
17.
So as you rush through it, you kind of like dodge past a few like Kangaskhan's. You kind of like stop behind a trash can as one goes running past you, and you see an Officer Jenny kind of on the back of a Rapidash kind of take off past as the Rapidash like sends out an ember towards them, and you kind of like stop there for a second. You start to move and stop, and you see another Kangaskhan rush past as a large piece of rock comes flying past you. You see a Kangaskhan run up to the Pokemart as their fist starts to glow as they punch into it. You recognize as Mega Punch. And you wait for a second, and then you dash and you make your way to the front of the Pokemon Center. Now what?
Can we get a doctor out here?
As you kind of say that, you see a few Nurse Joys kind of like start to like rush out. They're like grabbing medical gear. There are some few people that they're pulling in. Sleef, you have just pulled yourself to your feet as you see this chaos continuing to ensue. You see these Officer Jennies who have now run in that are trying to bring this to an end.
Charmeleon, get him. And I point at Josh as I
Charmeleon nods
over
and takes off running. There are a few Kangaskhan in his way, or that are in the general area, but they have mostly started to move further into the city. Charmeleon easily goes over and like gets to Josh and like takes up like a defensive stance around Josh.
And then Charmeleon is superiorly faster than me, so I will start running that way.
Mm-hmm. Silver. You have calmed a lot of these Kangaskhan. Some of them have slowly started to walk back towards, not like back towards Mount Silver. They seem reluctant to go that way, but they've kind of stopped where they are, and for the most part, your poison powders that you've sent out has seemed to have bring it in. Like, some of them you can still see are suffering the effects of it, but whatever you've done has seemed to lessen whatever experience they were dealing with, and a lot of them have seemed to calm down. There are still a couple that are fighting amongst themselves, and with Ivy Boy, you're able to poison powder them and bring them to an edge. The smoke screen starts to fade a little bit as you see the rubble of the city and the Kangaskhan's inside. What are you doing?
Okay, I toss out Mankey, and I say, Merida. But I toss out Merida and say, go help the others, help move bodies, help clean up rubble, whatever you got to do. And if any of our friends ask, tell them that me and Ivy Boy went to Mount Silver, and then I take off with Ivy Boy towards Mount Silver.
And as you start to take off, Merida looks at themselves and goes, I don't know how I'm going to tell them that, but anyone who's standing around here is Mankey, and Mankey takes off towards the sound.
Good point.
And leaps over. Marina, you are on the back of the back of Gray's Ponyta. As you've seen these Nurse Joys run off, you see Gray, who has come out of the lab and is head toward the Pokemon Center. The Kangaskhan seem to be moving away from this area, and you see Leaf preceded by? No, you see, Charmeleon preceded by Leaf dashing in a straight line towards the Pokemart.
I'll head there too.
Okay.
Time to loot.
Leaf, you make your way to Josh.
So I'm gonna loot the Pokemart.
Yeah. You find 300 gold. You find it's a document, and the document is entitled "This is how you win."
What?
Yeah,
I read it.
It's you can't understand it.
I don't speak Orcish.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't speak Orcish. But you do find Josh. He's lying there.
So I'm gonna run up and say, Charmeleon's like protecting us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run up and check his pulse. Ask, you okay, Josh? You okay, buddy?
He does not respond. You feel around for a pulse. Make a medicine check.
As I did take a medicine class.
Took a CPR course. You're certified.
I 12.
There's a pulse. It's weak, and
I'm gonna scoop him up.
There's some blood kind of running down from his nose. He's got a cut in his forehead, and he is unresponsive.
I'm gonna scoop him up, and I say, Charmeleon, clear us a path to the center.
Charmeleon starts rushing. For the most part, it's kind of people here at this point. The Kangaskhan's have been started to be crowded by the Officer Jitties, and you see Gray kind of like standing in the doorway of the Pokemon Center as some Nurse Joys run out and are like helping people, like trying to patch them up as you kind of run forward carrying the limp body of Josh.
He got smacked super hard. He needs attention immediately. I don't know how to be serious.
I don't know how either. And Nurse Joy rushes over. She goes, "Oh, he does not look." Chansey, and a Chansey comes rushing out with a little gurney as you lay Josh down. And she's like, "I promise we will do the best we can." And
I'm gonna hold the cart and I'm gonna go, Nurse.
Yes.
You have to do whatever you can. He's done a lot for me.
Yeah. Yes. We will do our best. Yes. And kind of rushes off towards the back.
Codependence.
Let's see. Gray, you're stood there as
Connecting that loop.
as Marina comes up on your ponyta and kind of slides off of it. Leaf, as you turn around in the doorway as they carry off Josh, as a Mankey comes running up to the three of you, and as you all kind of look around, the destruction of Viridian City is bad. You still see some people that are trying their best to help others. You see a lot of Kangaskhan that are off in the distance towards Route 22 that have been calmed, and you see the Officer Jenny's finishing off a few fights with the Kangaskhan that are slowly bringing that to a close. As quickly as it started, it seems to have come to an end. What do you do?
There's Silver's Mankey, but where's Silver?
Mankey kind of, Mankey, and kind of points towards Mount Silver.
Is he up there?
Mankey,
Don't know what that means, but thank you. Appreciate you. And I'll you guys want to? Should we head that way? Should we stay here and help? Do you guys want to stay here and help, and I'll head that way?
I mean, we should probably stick together.
Never.
Never surrender.
Why?
Nurse.
There's three different Nurse Joys go. Yes.
The boy that just came in here.
That
I just brought in here.
Yes.
Very
Nurse Joy is with him in the back.
When he wakes up, because he will wake up, give him this.
What is it?
It's a gym badge.
And one of the nurses...
Tell him that he did a fantastic job demonstrating his courage today.
One of the Nurse Joys takes it and she goes, I'll make sure this gets to him. Then kind of like nods her head.
This is some weird freaking glitched out world where Josh actually dies.
That's what I was thinking. So after Chandler gave me that description, I was like, wow, I kind of feel bad that I got Dream Josh killed.
But it was Agatha all along.
It was Agatha. Let's go to Mount Silver.
Speaking of Silver, what are you doing, Silver? You have you started to make your way through this path with Ivy Boy, and kind of like seeing the destruction that is along it. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, give me a description of. I'm just going to keep heading to Mount Moon and look around Mount Silver, and really my goal is to find where that bank is, any spot of origin.
You walk for now at this point.
Running.
Well, yeah. As you've run away, 15 minutes, and you've kind of made it to the base of Mount Silver. As you kind of arrive, the camera kind of like pulls from Viridian City as we see the three trainers of Gray, or I guess not the three trainers in this case, as the three friends, Gray, Leaf, and Marina start to like make their way towards the rubble with Mankey in tow, and the camera kind of zooms past all of this destruction, straight path to Mount Silver as we zoom in as you make your way to the base of Mount Silver. Make a an investigation check for me.
Oh, brother. Investigation, just 14.
14?
14.
14. As you start to look around, you don't see any people. There are no people that are around. You see the traces of like the Pokemon that have run and have charged. You see the destruction of that. You see an opening in the cave side, and you see where it looks like this is probably where they come from. As you look around, you've been around Mount Silver before. You've explored Mount Silver. The markings around this base, which you're not familiar with, it looks like some trees have been cleared out, is blackened and is scarred. And as you look at it, it looks like some type of fire was used, some type of explosive was used on this area here. You can't really piece together why, but that's kind of like what it looks like and what it is at the base. And you don't see any like presence of people.
Some kind of combustion here, Ivy boy.
Ivy boy.
I'll look around. So it's at the base of the mountain. I've found some kind of assemblage or some kind of resemblance of like a fire, but nothing else.
Yeah.
And do I see at this point? Do I see where the destruction starts? Of where
The
all
destruction
things come?
kind of starts where you're standing. It seems like this was some Pokemon were in this general area, or were in this cave opening, and you're kind of standing at the base of the mountain, and kind of up a little bit of a path. It kind of levels out, and there's like an opening to a cave. Off to your left, you see some more trees that are in more pristine condition. It looks like a lot of them have been cut back. You see some trees that are fallen over to the side, which looks as if someone like cut trees back to make room for something. And some trees are cut over there. And then behind you is kind of the destruction path. Trees overturned, rocks turned out, different things thrown throughout the area.
Well, I'll keep investigating this area and see if I find anything.
Okay.
I kind of just want to focus in on my nature and see if I notice anything unnatural.
Okay. Make a nature check as you're kind of looking over this area. We cut to the four of you, with Manky included, as you all make your way kind of out the city, over the rubble, and you're kind of like looking at this path of destruction. What you doing?
Following the path.
Following the path. As you start to like walk down this path of just pure destruction and like trampled, you hear a few yells back from the city, but for the most part, it's from what you can hear, it seems to have calmed down. Leaf, you notice your phone vibrates, and it's a phone call coming in from Yellow.
Hello, dear. Are you okay?
Yeah, what's going on in the city? I got a text from Green that like a lot of stuff has gone down. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. There was a stampede of Kangaskhan. Me and the others are going to investigate the origin of where they came from.
Okay. Be safe. Potatoes are great, by the way. Be safe. I'll see you guys after a while.
Yes. Stay inside. Keep you and Autumn stay inside. And
Absolutely.
And you salted them, right?
Absolutely. You know it, just like you showed me.
The child?
Excellent.
The child, yes.
Excellent. You know how Autumn loves her salt baths.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Leaf. I love you. Be safe.
I love you so much.
And hangs up.
I hate this sleep.
As you guys like make your way down the path, we see like a fade as a clock kind of like ticks to show the passage of time. And the three of you make your way to the clearing where you say Silver is kind of checking out through the nature area with his roll of.
Can I make one more nature roll because of the time that would have elapsed from them going?
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes as they pass Leaf. As you like hang up your phone, you notice it's 3 o'clock, and as you arrive, it's about 3:15, 3:20 as you make your way here.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that again.
With your roll of an 11. Hey, 8?
Well, no. So I rolled an 8, and then I said, "Can I roll it again because of time lapse?"
Gotcha.
And then I got a 6.
So with your combined 8 and 6, as you're kind of like looking around this area, a lot of whatever tracks may have been here have been destroyed by the Kangaskhan's running through. You really can't find anything that's other than where these trees. You kind of go over to the trees, and where they've been cut back, you can see some holes and imprints in the ground. You can't make out what they are, but something was here. But you can't make out anything more than that was here at the base of the mountain. And about this time, you kind of like hear some movement, and you look up through this straight line, and you see the three of your friends and Mankey approaching.
Hail and well met.
Put my hand up and wave them over.
The four of you are back together.
Hey.
Oh, I'm so glad you're okay.
Yes.
I was afraid.
Little Merida brought us up here.
I was worried.
Mm.
Good girl, Merida. You deserve some rest. I'm gonna call it that.
What have you found out?
So I've been looking around, and as you can see, these trees have been cut back, seemingly to make room for something. And I found these holes in the ground.
And the three of you are able to look over and see this. Some type of something happened here, some type of scarring, some type of fiery combustion thing was here. And you all see the same things that Silver saw earlier. The path coming from the mountain, the cave, the trees cut back, the imprints that he points out.
Wow, so something definitely happened. It doesn't seem like it was tectonic plates a-moving.
And Gray, you would notice this as kind of just looking at it with your more knowledgeable area of both just Pokemon and that. Whatever caused this was man-made. This does not look like anything in your studies Pokemon related. Just as a professor, you would just be able to see this and kind of be able to pick that up.
Mm.
I mean, who would do something like this? Who would gain from a stampede on our little city?
I don't know. We live in a relatively peaceful time. There hasn't been anything. There haven't been any wars
Nefarious?
against anything nefarious for eons.
Elon Musk?
Hey, you guys see that cave up there?
I do now.
Huh.
Maybe we should check that out. It's the
Sure.
only thing around here, and there's a path leading right up there.
Lead the way, Mountain Man.
And the four of you kind of make your way up. Gray, if you could make another one of those Pokemon handling checks, we'll kind of call that your professor check.
Ooh,
Professor.
Deadwood check.
A Deadwood check.
Ooh, not as good.
Although you
15.
don't know anything about Deadwood. You've never heard that before. If someone called you Professor Deadwood right now, you would laugh at them and say, "No, I'm a good professor." With a 15, as you kind of come in, it's enough to kind of pick up that this cave looks like the markings you see on the walls as you kind of come past. This cave is not man-made. This cave is Pokemon-made. You can tell it was probably carved out by either some Onyxes coming through here, some Geodudes, some Golems. But it looks like there were some Pokemon living in this cave. Forced here, lived here on purpose. For that, you can't tell, but you can tell that that it looks like some type of larger Pokemon did live in this cave. And as all of you are kind of looking around in the back of the cave, you see a smaller opening kind of heading deeper into the mountain.
Well, I guess the only way we can figure this thing out is by moving forward.
Do it.
Is it
I'll
dark
lead
in
the
the
way.
cave?
It's darker.
I'm gonna have Charmy come out
Okay.
and light the way.
Let up the way as you guys kind of like move into this area. A small tunnel goes forward, where you guys move through for about like 20 or so feet, and then it kind of branches off in a few different paths. There's you kind of like come to a fork in the road to go left or right.
Well, do you want to split up, or
Do we want to see how far the echo goes in each one to know which one is the one with an exit.
I think we could maybe try. I don't know if I'll be able to hear that.
Professor Bonsai, how do you...
Did you just make that choice for him?
Well, deadwood on a main trunk is it comes from a bonsai tree. That's where deadwood comes from.
And Hexleaf knows this.
I just wanted to make a joke. Do you know anything in your professor knowledge about tectonic plates and echoes and being the way to find yourself? It's something professor-y.
Find yourself?
Well, I mean, if you are talking about echoes, we could see if we could find maybe a Zubat or something like that.
You know, Zubats are not blind. They actually see very well in the dark.
True.
Have you guys seen any Zubats? I haven't seen any Pokemon. I think there was some in here.
Well, I was just gonna lean into the cave and just see how far.
Wait, what did you do with your mouth?
You know,
Did you bite the cave? Is that what you do? Were you biting the cave wall? Are you trying to see if it's chocolate? Maybe it's a fake mountain.
Maybe this will work better. And I'll just walk up to the left one and just give a nice, like, whoa,
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
That echo didn't come through.
Oh, did it not? I was doing a fun thing where I did whoa! Whoa!
Didn't come through at all.
Whoa! Wow, man, my mic does not like that sound. It echoes. It echoes as it bounces down the wall through the left. You can guesstimate maybe it's about 40, 50 feet that it kind of bounces back at you.
The other one.
oh, okay. I'll walk over to the other one and I'll do the same thing. Woo!
Whoa! 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 As it kind of bounces back. That one tends... It sounds like it's going on for much longer, and you don't really hear a... It kind of just fades off in the distance.
I throw out my whooper because they're making these sounds.
Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
So it seems like the first one might be a little cave again, and this one's a path. So do you want to check out the cave first?
Sure.
Which way are you going?
All right, I walk down the
Is that left or right?
That was left.
Left. So you all start to move your way down the left path, and you follow it for about 10 or so minutes, and you come to the end of it, and it kind of hits a wall, but off to the side, kind of opens up, and you see out into a larger cave, and all of you look out into this area, and there's not... As you were moving down the cave, you didn't notice, like, light falling off. You just noticed it kind of staying the same. And you look off into this open area, and you see about 5 people. And it takes you a moment to kind of see them. As they stand there in dark-colored outfits. Pokemon around them. A type of machinery is with them, and in the middle you notice on a large table with some readouts coming off of it, you see it for a second from some computer, some type of material that you aren't familiar with, some type of meteorite or something, you're not sure, but you're not immediately familiar with it, in the low light of this area. And all of the people look up at you, and as they do, you all kind of just have a stare down for a minute as you start
The cave is occupied.
to hear a beeping, and the 5 people kind of like look at each other and kind of like look back, and they seem to have momentarily put aside whatever you are, and they start running to computers and start typing and start messing and start like trying to figure out what's going on. As the camera pulls out. And as we pull out, I need all of you to roll a d20.
Oh,
14.
Oh,
14.
2.
2.
Wow.
Dead split.
Sorry, I need this for later. So, as the camera starts to pull out, this beeping gets louder and louder. And we hear an explosion. And for just a second, silence. As the crumbling sound of Mount Silver crashing in on itself. And the camera pulls towards Viridian City, and we see destruction. We see people trying to clean things up, put things back. The camera punches into the Pokemon Center, and we see Nurse Joy standing over a bed, and there are a couple around with some Chanseys as Nurse Joy pulls a sheet over the face of Josh as she lays the badge next to him. And she looks up and says, I'm going to call it time of death, 4 p.m. And as she says that, a white flash. Silence. And then, the four of you find yourself in Viridian City. You all remember nothing of just what you just experienced. More so, you only remember who you are. Leaf, you've lived here your whole life. Your older brother, the gym leader before you, now that he's moved on to join the Pokemon League, you've been left in charge of the gym. Marina, you're taking over the trainer school where you teach up-and-coming trainers how to be the best. Gray, you've opened your own lab. You help young trainers start their journeys. Silver, you own the Pokemart. You are all friends and you get together each week, which happens to be today. But Silver and Leaf, as you step out of your areas of your jobs, Leaf, you stand with Josh and you hear him say something to you, and you, what? Oh, I was just saying, thanks so much for the battle today. I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, you sure will, Josh.
And he kind of he puts his hand up for a high five, and as you smack the hand, a sense of deja vu creeps over you. Hey, so anyways, I'm gonna go train on Route 22. I'll see you later. And he turns around and sprints off. And for a moment, you want to tell him no, but you don't know why. And Silver, as you step out, hey, boss, do you mind if I take tomorrow off?
Well, what's your plans for tomorrow?
Oh, it's just a bit of a girl's day with Yellow, you know. No big deal, right?
You know, you're a hard worker. Why not? Huh. What if I paid for you all to go out of town for the day? What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah, that's super nice. Thanks.
Think of it as an early bonus or something.
And
I just think that it's I think it's the best thing for you guys to do.
And Gray, you're sending off a young trainer. Nothing different about today. It's like every other day. The girl looks up at you. She goes, "Thank you so much. I'm so excited to start this adventure with this Clefairy. I'm sure I'm going to be the champion one day." And she kind of stumbles as she turns to run, staring at her Clefairy, and takes off at a run. Marina, you step out, and people run by. Jill, James, all of the people that you've been here every day teaching, and the two of you look up and you kind of wave as you normally would to Silver and Leaf, but they seem distracted. And the camera cuts, and we're at Mount Silver. And we see a group of people out front. Some type of electronic setup, a tent in the ground, a canopy tent. And the camera kind of closes in on one of them. And the person looks up and says, "Are you ready to begin the test?" All right. Starting in 3, 2... And that is where we will bring today's episode of Pokemon D&D to a close. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, definitely let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to rejoin us in 2 weeks as we see what's going on next with the friends, pals, and everything else. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.